Karibu sana, Honorable Francis Ndwiga.
Yes.
You're the County Executive Committee member, CECM,
Yes.
for Trade, Tourism, Investment, Industrial Development and Marketing in Embu County.
Embu County Government.
Karibu sana to this conversation. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
And that is quite some combination of tasks that you have there. And I'm excited to hear what that entails in your day-to-day job in Embu.
I think thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. To me, I think what is very critical for us in the components of the dockets that have been given is that this is what it drives the economy of a country. So for me, I'm the driver, and more importantly, the person who leads issues around economic growth in my county and beyond, also contributing to the national agenda of economic growth. So that's critically what I usually do. Yes.
I come from your neighboring county, Ndwiga.
Yes.
And for those who are not familiar with Embu, maybe you can tell us what Embu is really rich at?
I can tell you for sure, Embu is one of the critical counties that really defines the basket of agricultural products in Kenya. So we are very rich in issues like, if you look at our production in coffee, issues like production on tea, issues like production in macadamia, we are the leading county. Also, if you look at issues around tourism, we are also been able to be blessed with the 7 Forks dams. We have our Moya Game Reserve. We have other agro-tourism sites that are in Embu County. And more importantly, we also contribute to the national agenda of issues around other natural and cultural sites that they did promote tourism. Now, when it comes to the industrial development, we have different sectors. One is in training. We have Jeremiah Nyaga Technical Training University, which defines issues around TVETs, and it's a critical component in terms of enterprise development. We have also issues like industrial revolutions that are happening in Embu. We have different factories that are there that are promoting our people. And also, more importantly, we have the Mira sector, which actually is very important for us. And we are also seeing how we can be able to take it to the next level in terms of ensuring that Mira becomes one of our value chain in our component of industrialization.
Is there a value addition in Mira?
Yeah, there is value addition in Mira. We do more of chachets, which you can use the way you use for tea. We also have juice, which you can be able to take. And we are also going to the next level where we can also be able to see how Mira as a raw product, we can be able to export it to Djibouti. So those are the key areas of Mira that we are looking at it in terms of promoting Mira as one of our key crops in Embu County. Yes.
You've mentioned about TVET,
Yes.
which is quite interesting because that is also an area where youth upskilling and reskilling is quite key. And traditionally, we have always focused on the higher education, but TVET has come up very strong in the recent years as one of the educational sectors or areas where we're empowering the youth to take up technical jobs and also contribute to job creation. How is that working out for Embu?
One of the key things we have been able to invest is the issue of ensuring that the capacity is the key driver to industrialization. And we have realized that it doesn't matter. Theoretically, if you look at the issue around the lessons we have run with, more advancing in theory does not take us to where we want. So we are trying to actually now invest in the practical approach of the youth so that they can also be able to become entrepreneur. They can also be able to invest on their own, and we can also be able to take them to the next level. So one of the key strategies we have done is to promote partnership with all the institutions like TVETs. We have also been able to develop apps like village industrial apps that can also be able to promote our young people. We have also been able to ensure that one of our culture that we are developing in Embu is to ensure that all our young people from the initial stages appreciate the issue around beyond the raw material and what they can be able to do in terms of promoting their business, and more importantly, looking at how value addition can be more critical. Engaging them in MSMEs is also becoming a very critical. The other thing we have done is to partner with all financial institutions, like Kenya Industrial Institute is a very critical component to us in Embu. Agricultural Finance Corporation is also a very important component to us. If you look at even issues like Weso Fund ajiri. Those are other areas that we have been able to promote. So for us, in terms of promoting more of that component, we have also been able to into infrastructure development in terms of digital apps to be able to promote our youth and other people. But our key main focus is mainly to see how we can be able to sort out the issues around women and youth, which is a big problem to us in terms of looking at how we can be able to empower them to be able to take that component of industrialization as a component. Beyond agricultural, we are also looking at issues like construction, engineering, issues like enterprise development, and also fostering on issues around how can we be able to have centers of excellence that will be able to promote that in Embu. Yes.
Right. And I'm also interested to understand how vibrant the private sector is in Embu, and how the county has also prepared itself to receive and to grow those investments, so that the investors are not just coming in, but they're coming in and staying, because also the environment for doing business is conducive for them.
Yeah, for us, I think as a county, and also which is not different from other counties, one of the key things we are doing as a county is need to establish a promotion and investment unit that will be able to drive the agenda of whatever we are talking about investment and even private sector engagement. We are also trying to see how we can be able, together with the national government, develop a one coordination framework and a policy document and guidelines that will be able to ensure that counties are positioned to be able to understand issues around investment. The other one we are trying to see as counties is to leverage on economic blocks that are there, like us. We are in what we call Central Economic Regional Block.
Yeah.
That is within the Central Region, which involves 10 counties. So we are trying to see that coming up. So for us now, in terms of private sector, what is very important for us is now to be able, in our coordination mechanism, to be able to involve all private sectors from different areas to be part of our decision-making coordination mechanism, and even to be able to tap their expertise in this space of investment. So we have an agenda to be able to actually establish a coordination mechanism that will involve all of us. But more importantly also, in terms of decision making, we want private sector to be part of us in terms of their participation, in terms of agenda making, agenda setting, and more importantly also to be able to support in areas that the government cannot be able to do. Why are we doing this? The business of government is to facilitate, but not to do business.
And
so business is the
private sector
is the private
is to do business.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting that you have also brought up the issue of the economic blocks.
Yeah.
Last year, the Kenya Private Sector Alliance signed an MOU with the 6 regional economic blocks to just also be able to facilitate businesses to not to look at also individual counties, but also at the blocks and how they complement each other's. Because I think for a long time, what counties have done, that they have only focused on what can we do, and then you find that there's so much happening in duplication of, and it's fine. For instance, if Embu is strong at agriculture and your neighboring county, it's fine. But you find sometimes even the crops that are top, they are different from in different counties. So instead of creating some level of competition, we focus more on collaboration and see how Embu can complement Kirinyaga, Kirinyaga can complement Embu, and as an economic block, then you also grow and uplift each other. So that was a very critical information or piece of information that you have shared. And as a CECM also, innovation definitely to be able to achieve what you have just said is key. Yeah. What are some that you have really been proud of that has happened or have happened in
Embu? One of the key innovation is that we want to do things in investment that are evidence-based. One of the information is to ensure all counties can be able to stand with evidence. And one of the key components is to develop a structure of research that will be able to drive the agenda of visibility studies. Okay. So we want counties to be informed of their potentials, their opportunities, and what they can be able to do on an evidence-based, that you can be able to put a paper forward for you to attract an investor.
Yeah.
The other area we have been able to do as Embu County is to see how we can be able to build a capacity and institutional capacity in terms of issues around quality of the product, the volume, how we can be able to increase, and also issues around our institutional capacity, expertise, and all that. But more importantly, why are we doing this? is for us to be able to understand the backward linkages in terms of our production. What can we be able to do? For an investor, we will look at issues around sustainability of your product. So they will also need to understand the issues around your potentials and issues around your productivity. So that is very critical for us. Also, we are looking at issues around policy and guidelines that all of us can be able to work as one. For us as CCs, not only for Embu, I'm the chairman of the CC's caucus. So I'm looking at how we can be able to drive this agenda as one Kenya team, okay, in a well-coordinated manner, under one government approach. So that is very critical for us. So we want to move all this agenda, both with the national government and the county government, as one, so that all of us can be able to understand. And why are we doing this?
It's about
the country. So it's about the country. Why are we doing this? So that whatever will be in that main document, the principal document, you can be able to domesticate it to the level of the county government. We want to ensure that we are able to work together as both the national and the county level. The other one is the issue around the forward linkages, where we are looking at route to market. We also want counties to understand that. Why do we want counties to understand that? Because of what you have said. For us, we are interested in those issues of silo mentality, issues of where we have strategies that are fragmented. So for us, we are looking at how can we be able to tap that and put it in a major block and have an agreement of what strength did you have, so that for all of us we can ride on it. And if you use that on an economic scale, it becomes better for us. If it's an issue of how do you sustain your investment, it's a model. And also equally, it can also be able to give the block at least a negotiating power in terms of the value chain, in terms of productivity. And that's why we have advocated and wanted from His Excellency the President yesterday, every county will be able to focus on one value chain for the time being, and other value chain will get in as we move forward.
I like your strategy very much. I like it very much. And as we come to the end of this very quick chat, I'm also now interested in understanding from a county perspective, which other, and I know this one will put you at a hard spot, which is your favorite county to work with and why?
For now, I think in terms of structural development, we have 3 counties that have done very well. One is Embu County, we have Ndwiga County, and Meru County. For those counties, and one thing that is very unique is that they are all led by women. That's very unique. That gives us a space in terms of understanding how committed women are, and that's why the women agenda is also very critical. Why are we saying that? It's because in terms of infrastructure development, they are ahead of other counties. Okay? So it is a good benchmarking counties to be able to promote instruction in terms of understanding how it is done and all that. But in terms of issues like operational, where we have structures that promote operationalization of industrialization and manufacturing, Ndwiga is leading because it has already a functional special purpose vehicle, like the corporation and authorities that deal with the same. So some of these counties, we can say, we don't have a specific counties, but we have counties like now in Homa Bay, where we have lessons we have learned. Like in tourism, we have learned. It's a great component that people need to borrow lessons from this area. In terms of infrastructure development, that's our enablers that promote investment. In Homa Bay, we have seen how much it can be able to promote the agenda of investment in such a country, in such a county. So for us, I may say that we don't have a specific counties, but we have segments of development and initiative, innovations that we can borrow from each other. But more importantly, what I've appreciated in this is the issue around enhancement of collaboration and partnership. I think those are some of the lessons we have learned from this place. And also the issue around supporting the government of the day to be able to give them a space in terms of development of other areas, and also promote the issue around attraction of investors to such country, to such county. So I'm very interested with this devolution conference for my colleagues and other members to be able to borrow lessons and take them home so that they can be able to change the way they have been doing their things in their specific counties, and also have a change of mindset in terms of investment in their counties.
In alignment with Vision 2030, we are less than 5 years to go now. So within that period, what is your vision for Embu in terms of trade?
The vision I have for Embu and other counties in terms of guidance is to see how we can be able to achieve the targets of the Vision 2030. And more importantly also, they are not far from the manifesto of His Excellency the President in terms of areas of manufacturing and industrialization. And also in our county, Our Excellency Governor Cicely Mutito Mbarire manifesto. Actually, one of our key pillar in terms of our manifesto was actually to promote trade, investment and marketing in Embu County Government. So for us, what I want to see is an issue around developing frameworks that will be able to give us where we are. We need to have forums that will be able to ensure we are able to align our stock where we are and see how these relations can be able to improve in terms of that. So for me, for Embu, the three things I want to do in Embu, one is to ensure that we have a trade development in terms of our markets, they are well done. In terms of environment for investors, we need to ensure that is there and the coordination mechanism, and also to see how we can be able to promote the tourism space in Embu County for us to see. So for me, I really want to see it happening, and also with my counterparts who is in agriculture, to see how issues around productivity on a backward linkages can also be able to be enhanced to be able to ensure that we promote our investments.
Now, I'm very excited to see all that coming to life and to see the continued collaboration with the neighboring counties.
Yes.
I must say I'm very proud of my mother county, Ndwiga. And I also want to thank you for your time and for the conversation. It's been such a pleasure and quite informative. Asante sana.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to highlight on issues around investment and trade.